So I want to talk about red flags when you're looking for job opportunities. So the first one we will talk about is something that you've probably heard or seen when you're looking for a job is they'll say that they're looking for someone who can work in a fast-paced environment. So that probably means that they don't have a clear structure right now. That probably means that they're not very organized. They also might mean that we don't really have all the answers for your questions. That also means that they don't really have time to, give you proper training or also proper instructions or answer your questions. This is something that it's quite common that you will see in a lot of jobs, but unfortunately a lot of people will join this role thinking that okay, yeah, I can handle it, but what will happen probably is you'll stay in it for a couple of years and then you will probably get burned out because you will find out it meant that they're gonna give you job responsibilities that fall out of that role. You're probably doing 3 or 4 people's job. They don't really give you clear instructions. They don't really help you out with anything that you need to be successful in that job. And then the second red flag. So the second red flag is when they say that we're looking for someone who can handle a lot of pressure. So this is obviously for a lot of these sales roles that you'll see, and obviously in the sales role you have a target. You definitely have a lot of pressure to achieve that target, but I have worked with different companies with different kind of goals, with different kind of sales strategies, but what I've noticed is the pressure was different with each company. And the companies that mentioned that we need someone who can take that pressure definitely had a toxic environment. So there was a lot of aggression when it came to achieving these goals. Those goals changed every month. Your performance was measured based on what you achieved today instead of what you've achieved in the past 6 months. So since you don't really have a concrete target or goal for a couple of months, your performance is not your true performance that is measured by them, so which is obviously unfair, but it doesn't really matter at that point because you can't really question anything. And the third one is when you're applying for a job, they give you a very huge salary range. So they will say the salary is from maybe $60,000 up to $150,000. And then if you don't ask them follow-up questions, that is definitely not gonna give you a clear idea of what they're gonna pay you. So if they do mention that, you should definitely be asking follow-up questions, because this has happened with me where people have given me these vast ranges, and when I questioned them, they didn't really have an answer for it. So they would give me vague answers like, oh, this is just how we have kind of set up the salary range because this is the base we're willing to pay, but $150,000 is very rare that we're gonna give it to someone. I don't think that's gonna happen, but maybe it is achievable with any kind of commissions or whatever. And never believe the highest salary range they're offering you unless it is fixed, because the highest salary range that they offer and say that this is definitely achievable, and you with extra sales that you can do, you can definitely achieve this, it is impossible. And it's just to trap individuals so that they apply to that job. So keep this in mind when you apply for jobs, and definitely ask a lot of questions.